Mic'd up.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us tonight for Yankees Coast to Coast, where you too can be a real Yankee fan. We are just so happy to have you all here with us today. It's been a rough time, rough go. This is definitely the low point of the season so far, I would say. Even though they won today, there are concerns. We are excited about a win. Any win is good, especially one. They did get 7 runs, which is nice. But, I didn't watch, by the way. I had to work today. This is one of those things where I have to make a living, so I can't really want to do these baseball.
I didn't watch.
The whole idea of this show today is, we're not going to talk about, records and stats, and we're just going to talk about sort of this sense that this team, for whatever reason, is just good enough to be excellent.
I will say this. I think that this team is 162 games better than last year's team. They're still on a pace to win 94 games, but they are making the same exact mistakes that the Yankees have been making year after year after year after year. And the question then becomes, is it the players? Is it the players Cashman gets? Is it the coaching by Boone? Is it the minor league stuff? And the mere fact that just during the losing streak, pretty much, we have 6 or 7 instances. Volpe failed to let Dominguez steal base on the first pitch to get him over to third base. Had the base stolen clearly. Dominguez did not know how many outs there were and took off for third base. Got picked off. Volpe, he keeps running into outs. And what the hell is going on with him and his base stealing? He's 8 for 14 on the season stealing bases, 57%. The team is at 74%, but without Volpe, they're at 78%. Now, Grisham failed to get down a bunt. DJ failed to get down a bunt. Grisham had the bunt on. They took the bunt off, didn't move the runner over. Wells got picked off today on a 3-2, 2-out pitch. Wells took off too early, and they ended up picking off him and Volpe. They picked off Volpe, but it really wasn't Volpe's fault because he had no choice but to go because he was on second base. That's the kind of stuff that just can't be happening on a winning team, and that's the stuff that happens even when they're winning. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of thing that I just don't get. And that's the reason that the team is not going to win in the playoffs, because you can't give up runs. You can't give up the opportunity to get runs because the pitching is better. The offenses don't score as much, generally speaking. And if you keep doing stuff like that, you're not going to win in the playoffs. I refuse to say and take the Cashman red pill or blue pill, whatever it is, that the playoffs are a crapshoot. They are not. They are not. And if the playoffs are a crapshoot, then why did Boone come out and say, listen, Stanton's going to play 2 games on, 1 game off, 2 games on, 1 game off, because that's how the playoffs are. And that'll be good training for him. Why would they do that if they thought the playoffs were a crapshoot? Who cares how many times the guy's got to play?
Yeah, I think that I think you're right that they're not a crapshoot. But I think that is the Yankee business model. Now, I really think that I've said this 10 times and probably 100 times.
More than that. You've been saying it for the 2 years we've been doing the show, and you were saying it for the 20 years I've known you before the show.
It's just true. I mean, this team, for whatever reason, feels that they are just good enough to be acceptable. To get there is all that matters, not to win it. It's a vast change in the policy of the Father.
The Son, the Holy Ghost? What? Oh, sorry.
Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and the Holy Trinity of baseball. I don't understand how the Yankees think that it's okay to go into a season without a leadoff hitter for years now, without a second baseman or a third baseman that they're 100% certain on, without just sufficient training and preparation for these types of games. Because And I'm going to go into something now that I want to talk about.
Well, can I hit on that for a second? I
Yeah.
actually believe that if they were stronger fundamentally, they would have a better chance to win some of these games. I mean, if you look at the games that they've lost in this losing streak, you got the Kansas City game that they won 1-0. Then they lost a game 2-1, 3-2, 2-0, 1-0, 4-0, 3-2. I mean, you're giving away runs in these low scoring games because they're not fundamentally strong enough to hold it together, among other things that we're going to talk about. But
And
this
they
is
are
the
terrible.
they can't do.
And they're terrible late in games when they need the runs most. They don't seem to be able to get these guys in. They were, in our last show before the slump, we were saying how impressed we were that they were hitting with 2 outs. Like suddenly, wow, the Yankees are hitting with 2 outs, and they won a lot of games because they were hitting. Suddenly, they go to Boston, and they just stopped. But what amazes me again is they've had more than their share of extra inning games. The fact that they play fundamentally bad in certain circumstances, they can't seem to get bunts down. They can't seem to. They're the worst team, and I don't say this because I don't watch enough of the rest of the league. I just think while talent is probably greater than it's ever been in the game, I would say there's probably more great players, and there are probably it's harder to be a great baseball player now than it was 50 years ago because I think pitching
Relief
mechanics
pitching.
changed, and it's changed the game. So they're the best in the best, and they're unreal, but none of them know how to play baseball,
All right,
and
so
that's
just so you
bothering.
know, league average, both league average is 8 sacrifice bunts. The league leaders are Kansas City, San Diego with 17, and then comes Milwaukee and Toronto with 16 each. So you're talking about 4 teams that are good teams. Toronto's a good team. Then comes the Marlins, which are a bad team, and then comes the Giants, the Diamondbacks, the Mariners. But the Yankees have, how many do you think the Yankees have? Sacrifice bunts on the season.
I would say Yanks have 6.
Cut it in half.
3.
Yeah.
How is that possible? And what
Well,
is it?
well, the Twins have 1. The Orioles have 2. The Rangers, the Mets, the Yankees, and the Dodgers have 3.
Okay, so how many? If the Yankees have 3, how many? I'd love to know how many have they attempted, because I bet you
I
they
don't have.
probably attempted 15 and they've got 3 down.
Now on the con side of this is something that we thought that they've had trouble with the last couple of years. Sacrifice flies. I have 2 stats on sacrifice flies. All right, so the league average on sacrifice flies is 20. How many do you think the Yankees have?
They've been good there, so I would say they probably have about 27.
The Yankees have 26, I think, after today, and they also
Wow.
have the league leader in sacrifice flies is a New York Yankee. Who do you think it is?
Maybe it's Bellinger.
Nope.
Grisham.
Nope.
I don't know. Go.
A guy with a very low batting average who likes to squat.
So a catcher. So yeah, I could see that. He has
That
a
would be
lot of fly.
Wells. Wells
Yeah,
has 7.
he has a
He's
lot of
leading
fly.
the major. He's leading. So the Yankees are second or third, depending on how Cleveland and Arizona do.
I can't believe you didn't actually think how cool it was that I missed it by 1. That's pretty damn good, man.
Well, yeah, if I didn't give you a little hint, you probably would have had it low. But you said they're doing better this year than they have. So they are better than average. Just so you know, the Dodgers lead the league at 29. The Yankees are 26, not count 25, 26 counting today. What's really funny is, the Yankees lead the league in intentional walks, but 14 of them 15 of them to Judge. So, and they have 20 of those.